guys, it's Christina Souls Rising. I am back with some more oracle messages. This video is for the sign of Pisces. So all of my Pisces out there, whether that is your sun, moon, or your rising sign, this message should apply for you. It is a collective message, so take what resonates, leave anything that doesn't, and apply it to your situation in whichever way just makes the most sense for you. I am going to start with the oracle cards, and then I will follow up with the tarot just to kind of dig a little bit deeper into this message. Let's get started. Okay, Pisces, let's get started. So I have the first card is Moonlight Enchantment Magic. And then we have the Pine Spirit Purification, followed by Willow Spirit Flexibility, and Hummingbird Spirit Joy, which is a fantastic card to end with, right? So, as I'm kind of looking at these and reading them together, I'm starting with the first card, which is always present energy for me, and that is the Moonlight Enchantment. Now, what I'm feeling with this card, as soon as I saw it, I heard Dark Night of the Soul. So unfortunately, Pisces, I feel like a lot of you who were drawn to this video and who are watching this video right now may have been going through a bit of a dark night of the soul. And this may have been very lonely because I'm really being pulled to this lone wolf energy of this card. And I feel that my Pisces have just really had it with this energy. This dark night has really pushed you guys to your limits or to your max. And it may have pushed some of you really to step more fully into your power as well, or more, I'm hearing for some of you more into your masculine energy so that you could get things done, so that you could move out of stagnation and into a state of action and becoming more goal-oriented. And not just goal-oriented as in having goals, but taking the steps to achieve them as well. And you may have had to go through a clearing out process with this dark night of the soul showing up in order to do that. And that makes a lot of sense with this second card being the purification card or the Pine Spirit. This is all about, you think of it as like the smudging card. It's like the energy that comes in and cleans away the ruckus, the mess that's left behind so that we can actually move forward and start with a fresh and clean slate. With this wolf, I'm also, I don't know what it is. I'm really being pulled to like throat chakra energy here with this wolf. I see his mouth open, like he's barking at the moon. He's baying, and I feel like a lot of emotional energy coming out through that throat chakra. So there was a lot of emotional release, and you may have even yelled or had a verbal release, whether that was on your own about the situation, like frustration building up, or maybe with somebody else, like an argument or a verbal outburst or something along those lines. But I'm hearing Pisces, like it had to come to this, almost like it had to happen because there was just such a buildup or a backlog of some energy that just had to be expelled. And it needed to kind of move through that particular energy center. It was important for your healing to help move it out of the way so that you could really move forward. I hear with like less like weights around your ankles, like less things holding you back or dragging you down. Whatever you had been carrying that you were purging with the dark night of soul, it's like it had grown too heavy and it was really tripping you up or causing you not to be able to move forward effectively. Okay, it was stagnating your energy, they're saying stagnating your energy, and that is what I get from this Willow Spirit card here. I also heard like ghosts of the past with this card, and also ghosts of Christmas past. So maybe something, if you know the movie, you know, the Christmas Carol movie with the ghosts of the Christmas past, there may be something in that for you, or that may be a confirmation for someone. But this Willow Spirit, I see this as like a ghost. And I feel like you, Pisces, were kind of tangled. You see how she's kind of hanging on to these branches behind her that are all a big tangle? But look how beautiful like this future is. It's like she wants to go into this beautiful path or this beautiful place, this beautiful future. But she keeps getting tangled up on the past or on these old ghosts of the past, this old energy that's really dead and done. Like, look how dry these branches are. They're all brittle and broken. But it's like you keep getting stuck, or you were getting stuck in things of the past that were done and dead and gone. Okay? But you were hanging on. Okay? So all she has to do is let go. See, she's in part hanging on because she's not quite freeing herself. It's like she's not letting herself move forward. So we can do that sometimes by things like constantly rehashing the past, trying to figure out how we could have done it better, focusing on our mistakes or the mistakes of others, or just replaying events, too many times, wishing we had done it different, and just by overall focusing on the past instead of the future. So this dark night of the soul that you've been going through, as hard as it's been and as awful as I feel it has been for you, what it has been doing is creating a release and a reset. It's like you needed this, Pisces. You needed this clearing out, this clearing away, so that you could really flex and move forward into the future. And I feel, unfortunately, Pisces, that sad but true, it's really your own energy that's been bogging up the works. Even if I don't feel like, you may not have realized it, right? Like, it's probably not intentional. We don't trip ourselves up on purpose, of course. It's like you were just getting stuck, okay? You were just getting stuck. So what's been happening has been about unsticking the stuck for you. I'm also being pulled to the fact that this is a full moon on this card. So there may have been something significant about either the last full moon of last month, or it's just very coincidental. I'm taping this on, June the 9th, and we have, or June the 10th, and we have tomorrow, we have the June 11th Sagittarius full moon. So there may be something pivotal about this month's full moon if it wasn't something that happened last month, or it could be something that sort of has been playing out in between. All right, let's pull the tarot and dig into this a little deeper, Pisces. Oh, I'm realizing I skipped over one of the most important cards, you guys. The Joy card. We don't want to forget the Joy card. So this is lovely because, it's right on the other side. It's what this ghost, this is what you've been looking at. You're looking over here, right, at this beautiful joy that is your future. And it's going to be very sweet. Look at this hummingbird getting this sweet, sweet nectar from this beautiful flower here in full bloom. Okay. And there is something, for some of my Pisces watching this, this is a card of flexibility, even though I'm kind of not really reading it maybe that way totally. I'm being shown by Spirit as I'm looking at these two cards together that there is not only flexibility coming from the willow, Spirit. The willow is a tree that is able to bend and move and flex easily, even though it stays rooted into the earth. It doesn't break, it bends, right? The hummingbird is also an animal that has a lot of maneuverability, that it's able to kind of get into tiny little spaces and move in and out of places very easily because of its unique way of moving that is very flexible, right? So there's something here for some of my Pisces, again, I was getting that thing about rigidity, like that you kind of had to let go of some rigidity or stubbornness in order to help finally clear out this old energy of the past. Or you may need to be a little bit more flexible than you have been in the past in order to succeed with where you're trying to go next, or to really pull in this future that you're wanting for yourself. But when you do, it's really bright and beautiful, and it's going to bring a lot of joy and a lot of harmony. Okay, so the tarot. So under the sort of dark night of the soul card here, this moonlight magic card, we have the Seven of Wands. And I feel, Pisces, like this is you battling it out against this dark night of the soul. What's important to understand about this energy of Seven of Wands is, even though there's a fight here, this girl has gained the upper hand. So you may still be in this energy a little bit, but know that you're winning the battle now. Okay, and it won't be much longer, because this is like you're on the other side of this, Pisces. You've actually broken free of it. You just maybe haven't quite realized it yet. Okay, because this girl, all she has to do is turn around and walk away, and the fight is just done. All right, but she's still getting tangled up in it. And that's what I was kind of picking up with that willow spirit. So maybe something's done, but you just keep like rehashing it, or getting yourself like in knots, or getting yourself It's like you're still fighting the good fight here, okay? But you don't have to do that anymore. You can just let go. You can just let go, all right? And you're being called to do that because on the other side of letting go is the Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment, getting everything that you wanted. It's like there's no need to be beating yourself up over the past right now because your future is actually really beautiful. There's some really amazing energy on the other side of this, as difficult as it has been. So let yourself, I'm hearing, let the joy back in. Like it's okay. It's okay to move forward and to let yourself feel joy again. To let yourself be free of this pain. Like you've gone through enough, Pisces. You don't have to keep burdening yourself with all of those old, heavy, yucky emotions. I keep being drawn to her heart, and it's like what I feel is a very healing energy of peace coming into her heart. But there's this beautiful well here too, and it's overflowing. It's full and it's overflowing for her. Okay, and that's very much the Nine of Cups energy in the tarot. It's this deep wish fulfillment and feeling of satisfaction here. And I'm hearing you did it. Like you did it. So there's no need to stay in that yucky space any longer. You're free. You get to move on. You just have to let yourself do it. The next card here is the card of the Eight of Cups. So what this tells me is some of my Pisces are still clinging on and they haven't quite walked away. So the situation is done. You're done with it. It's over. It's old news. It's a ghost, right? It's done, dead, died, done. But you maybe haven't fully walked away yet. So you're being asked to let go and move on from the pain, from the hurt, from the things that didn't work out, so that you can pursue a new path, so that you can build something better. Because when you are able to release this thing that just doesn't have anything left there for you anymore to gain, then we've got this beautiful energy of a wish fulfilled, of feeling really joyful, happy, and whole and healed. I'm hearing whole and healed. Okay. So this next card, I think this card is actually what's been getting you hung up, Pisces. Because look, like I'm talking about you're holding on. Well, why are you holding on, right? Like, why are we holding on to something that's dead and done? That's been very painful. Why are we having a hard time releasing it and walking away? What's the holdup? Well, I think this next card actually explains it. So this is a Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is a card of betrayals. So it can be a card of surprises that are not pleasant, or like betrayals. Somebody sees there's a problem but does not tell you about it, or they hide something sneaking around. So there may have been something here that was hidden or kept hidden, or someone, you might just feel like somebody did you dirty, like somebody did you really wrong and hurt you deeply, Pisces. And you know, Pisces, you're an emotional sign and you're a sensitive sign, you're water sign. You know, but you can be hurt, unfortunately, a little more easily than some of the other signs. And I feel like this was a really big thing, whatever this was that happened, that has triggered this dark night of the soul, or whatever you've been wrestling with during the dark night of the soul. It's a big deal. I don't think this is something small, Pisces. There's a lot of heavy energy around this. And there may have been a betrayal, okay? So, you know, what keeps us stuck when there's betrayal? Well, sometimes it's because we need to forgive either the other person or ourselves. And so we're kind of hanging on to it because our anger is keeping us tied to it. Or there's guilt, or we wish we had seen it sooner, or we wish we had like done something about it sooner, or we feel like we should have known, or we should have known better. And those things can really keep us trapped or stuck sometimes in those situations long past their due date. There's also an element of, there may have been something with whatever this was. It really came out of left field, was very unexpected or surprise oriented, because I'm being pulled to the fact that there's like a UFO on this car, like lifting this cow out, and these other cows have no idea that this is happening because they don't see it. But also, like, who expects a UFO to come, right? Like, it's such an unexpected event, it's so off the wall. And I kind of feel like there was a little bit of that energy with whatever this was, and it might have felt a little off the wall or very out of character for someone, or just like you could never have known. So you may be hung up because you feel like you should have known better, and you feel like you got caught off guard, which may have triggered your guard to go up when it no longer needs to be, because the situation's over and it's time to move on. Okay, I want to pull one more card, Pisces, to clarify with the Seven of Swords. Spirit, is there anything else that Pisces needs to understand about this betrayal energy or this Seven of Swords energy here? I hear cut the cord. Pisces, cut the cord. So we can create cords of attachment to people, places, things, events very easily. And we can do it just by giving it mental energy, giving emotional energy to it, feeding it with our mind, thinking about it, rehashing it, dwelling on it, holding on to resentments or unforgiveness or anger, irritation, regrets, guilt. That stuff can keep us like corded or tethered to that situation or person or that event, even when we know it's done and we're ready to move on. So energetically, we might not be moving on. That's what I was getting with this. Like, look, that girl's facing the new future and she's like trying to move, but she's stuck on the branches because she's hanging on. She's corded herself to that tree behind her. And so it's like, why is nothing happening? Why am I not moving forward? Well, because you're keeping yourself stuck. And that is what this dark night of the soul has been trying to move you out of. And it's going to succeed, or it has already succeeded. Okay, because we have Pine Spirit here of purification. So you are being released from this, or you've actually been released, but you are the one who's maybe been holding on a little bit here. Okay, pulling two cards here for clarity on the Seven of Swords. Okay, this makes sense. So with that Seven of Swords betrayal or whatever this was that was unexpected or felt like you were done dirty, I get the Hermit coming out with it, which is a card of like going within, or like how we in ourselves are viewing a situation or feeling about the situation. And I get with this Hermit, it's like there was some inner processing or some inner work that still needed to be done about this. And that's kind of what you've been doing with the Dark Night of the Soul. Like there was still like a lot of emotional energy that you kind of needed to transmute, or you needed to process it for yourself. Like you needed to understand what had happened differently. I'm also getting a little bit of Hanged Man energy with this, which is about changing our perspective. So you may have had to dig through it or kind of go through this a little internal process to shift your viewpoint or to shift your perspective or to come to a new understanding of what really happened here. I also feel, Pisces, and this may not be for everybody because the next card I got is the Death card. It's like you had to see this for yourself, and you had to see it for yourself so you could put an end to it. Okay? Or you had to see that you needed to put an end to something. But that took an internal process. There was a process of that unfolding within you. So this may have been something that's just been difficult to come to terms with, that something is over or has ended. And that's been perhaps a painful process and felt a bit like a betrayal or unexpected to you. So the bottom line, Pisces, it's time to move on. You're in a better place. Ultimately, I feel this Dark Night of the Soul is wrapping up. It was really just here to help you to clear things away. And I feel it's over. You just don't maybe feel it yet, or you don't see it yet. But whatever the situation is done. And you really are able to move on. And when you do, you're going to feel so much relief. You're going to feel so much better. And it's actually because you went through, you did that inner deep dive. You really went within and explored how you felt about the situation and really kind of thought it through so that you could be free. So Pisces, those are your messages. I hope they find you well. Take care, guys. Bye.